So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. No, I am not switching back to the Samsung Note 10 Plus. Contrary to what some people thought in my video originally, where it was kind of reversed, where I was saying why I'm switching from Note 10 Plus to the 11 Pro Max. No, I am not switching out of the 11 Pro Max, and in this video I'm going to explain to you why, but let me quickly address the hater before we keep going. I already know what you're gonna say, bro. The iPhone 11 Pro Max has great battery life, good build quality, better camera. Guys, let me just save you the 10 minutes or whatever this video is gonna be, and you don't even have to watch it because I just told you everything he's gonna say. Well, you would be absolutely wrong, so bye, hater. Okay, guys, so the first reason I'm not switching back over using both of these for quite some time and experiencing both is that the iPhone 11 Pro Max is a more comfortable large phone to hold. That's mostly due to these curved corners. The reason why this is also is because it has a flat display. It's just a really comfortable to hold phone. Now over here on the Note 10 Plus, I don't think this has ever been the most comfortable phone to hold, but we kind of make that sacrifice so we can have our S Pen on this phone and we can have this large, really big display. Now I've been using Notes for the past couple of years, a Note 8 as well as a Note 9, which by the way just got the One UI 2.0. This one, I feel like it was stretched a little bit far. Now I find this not to be an issue with the smaller Note 10. That's more comfortable to hold than this one. Still not as comfortable as the curved corners on the iPhone, but this phone right here, it just felt like a lot to carry around. Now I'm not talking about weight, you know, about how it's heavy and stuff like that. It's not heavy. It's actually lighter than the 11 Pro Max, and I like that about it. But I gotta say, it's just not that comfortable of a phone to use. It's a far reach up to the top, and it just doesn't ever feel like a super comfy phone to use. I never got comfortable using this phone as a daily driver. Okay, guys, so the next one is biometrics. So Face ID. So the reason why I preferred this in my experience using it is that it just seems like a more simple to use feature. Like when you go into an application that's going to authenticate with Face ID, you just look at your phone and you go right in. When you autofill passwords, you just look at your phone and you go right in. It just seems more easy to use day to day. Now, when it comes to this in-display fingerprint sensor, you see no match right there, and then it goes. I find this to just miss more than Face ID misses. Now, I think it's a cooler feature, it's in the display. It's more of a party trick, and it's something funner to talk about. And no, I'm not saying it's a toy. I'm not saying that it doesn't actually have good security. It's one of the best in-display security systems on the market. But I find the actual user experience of it to miss more than Face ID. And also, I find Face ID just to be easier to use. So yeah, Samsung does have a face unlock here, but there's no iris scanner, which was removed. There's no type of security in that face unlock. So it's not a method I would use if I care about my security on my phone. Okay, guys, the next one is the slow software updates to Android 10. Now, let me go over here to iOS's settings menu, go to software update. 13.3 for the iPhone 11 Pro Max just launched yesterday. You can see it right there. 659 megabytes. I didn't update yet because I had this video in mind and I wanted to make this point known. Now for the software on the Note 10 Plus, if I go into the Play Store, you can see I have Samsung members downloaded. If I hit open here, this is one of the models that is supposed to have this update. This is the unlocked US model. Now I know the Exynos models are a little bit ahead here, but just the fragmentation here. Let's hit allow. Let's log in really quickly. You can see there's no prompt for the beta here. Now, I know you can say, Nick, go and clear the data, restart the phone, uninstall the app. I've done all those things. I'm still not seeing it here. And if you go through this community tab, you're gonna see a lot of users in here complaining about where is their One UI 2.0 update. Now, how many iPhone users are you hearing complaining about where is their 13.3 update? You just don't see it. It's just not smooth. I'm just really disappointed. Over $1,000 and we still don't have consistent, smooth updates on Samsung phones. It's starting to just get old at this point. Now, don't get me wrong. I know One UI 2.0 is coming, but they're not even supporting phones like the Galaxy S8 and Note 8. Those phones are not that old. Like, what are you doing? But yeah, the software updates at this point, I'm just getting kind of fed up with it here, especially on, you know, phones that cost $1,000 plus. It's just not a fun experience. Okay, and the next reason I didn't switch back to the Note 10 Plus is I found myself not missing the S Pen as much as I thought I would. Now, don't get me wrong. If you love drawing and things like that, this is a great tool. But in terms of productivity, I found I'm being pretty productive by just using this Microsoft to-do list application on both iOS and Android. It's a cross-platform application where you could do a to-do list. I loved it. I used to write my to-do lists with the S Pen. And I'm not just saying this, I do use the S Pen quite a bit for even writing out notes and things like that, upcoming videos and stuff like that. These are some old videos I believe I've already shot on the channel. But, you know, like, it's a cool feature and all that, but I just didn't find myself missing it too much right at this point. Now, one thing I did miss a little bit is the ability to take a photo with the air actions or a video without needing to be near the phone. But because I found the camera is actually better on the 11 Pro Max, I didn't even want to use the Note cameras that much when the 11 Pro Max's video cameras were better. And then what's the point of using the tool to start the video if I'm going to be using the iPhone for video? So the S Pen is awesome. It really, truly is an awesome feature. I just found myself not missing it enough to go back to the Note 10 Plus this time around. So this one has been on Android forever, but this quick path or swipe texting feature for iPhone is one of the reasons why I was easily able to stay on the iPhone. Now, this might seem small, but I missed this very much every time last year, the prior years when this wasn't on iOS, a swipe texting keyboard. And I know they had the swipe keyboard, the Google keyboard in the App Store, but I wanted it on the stock iOS keyboard. And now that it's here, I don't feel that need to go back to Android just so I can really just enjoy and love the swipe texting ability, because you have it here and it's very fast and accurate on iOS. Okay, guys, the next point is the Siri versus Bixby. So what's the weather like today?
It doesn't.
What is 5 times 3 times 2?
It's 30.
So you see how fast that went? What's the weather like? What's the weather like today?
Today, it is clear with a high of...
What is 5 times 3 times 2?
The answer is 30.
So you can see relatively fast as well. But what I don't like about Bixby is that it has to work in tandem with the Google software. So it's kind of like I have Google Assistant right here. And what that makes me feel like is that there's just too much going on for this phone. Now, yeah, I could just turn off Bixby, but I can't fully delete it. It's still in the system there on the phone. So for me, I just like the simplicity of just using Siri here on the iPhone. Also, I find it to be just a little bit easier and more enjoyable to use than the Samsung's Bixby. So for me, one of the reasons I didn't want to switch back to Samsung is Bixby. And I don't think a lot of people enjoy that. Also, yeah, you could say, well, Nick, just use the Google Assistant. The Google Assistant is awesome, but I don't like how it tracks my voice and all them things. And I really don't want to go in and mess around with all the settings. If you ever went to mess around with all the controls for Google settings, it's just overwhelming. I just want to use the phone and have it be a private, secure system. And for me, Siri definitely reigns over Bixby. So the next one is privacy. So when you are browsing Safari, there's like no targeted advertising really coming in your face that often. Whereas with the Samsung Internet, there is, or the Google Chrome browser that also comes on this phone. So if you are using the Samsung phone, it just seems like a less private experience than the iPhone. So the privacy factor, it just feels better for the Apple iPhone. Now, I know with One UI 2.0, because I've already tested it out, there's more privacy controls and stuff like that coming to the system. And also, I know you can use DuckDuckGo. You can use things like Firefox Focus for more privacy features, but I don't want to have to do those extra steps every time. So I like that it's just all built in here. It just feels like a very private experience on the iPhone. Now, no smartphone I think is fully private, but I just feel like it's a little bit more targeted ads and things like that on any Android phone. And this goes for the Note 10 Plus as well. Now, this next one is really just my own personal take. It's probably not going to apply to a lot of you, but LumaFusion, there's no LumaFusion here. Yeah, you got Cyberlink Power Director. I don't like that as much as LumaFusion. This is a lot more of a pro video editor. So if you're into pro applications, and I'd say a lot of higher quality photo apps, stuff like that, video apps, I think that the iPhone has a little bit more to offer than this phone over here in the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. All right, guys, so the next reason is that fast charging on the iPhone made me not miss Samsung so much this time around, because I would always miss having that super fast charging on the Samsung phone. And finally, the iPhone kind of does this as well, so I'm not missing out too much here. Now, yeah, this has reverse wireless charging. Never used it one time so far with this Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and both have wireless charging. Both can do fast charging. So for that reason, I didn't really have to go back to the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. This next one is a lack of features for the iPhone is one of the reasons why I didn't go back to the Note 10 Plus. You're saying, what are you talking about, bro? The lack of features? Who says that? Well, I just did, and here's why. Yeah, you have more features on the Samsung phone, and that's awesome if that's what you're looking for. But I find this sometimes to be a little bit overwhelming. And have you ever thought of maybe more is actually not so great because it's overwhelming? You have so much going on the phone, and yeah, you can slim it down, but guess how much time it's going to take you to customize the Note to a point where it's so slimmed down it's like there's nothing on the phone. It's going to take you a couple hours to get that phone customized in that fashion. Whereas with the iPhone, it's kind of already a minimal experience. And if you don't think that this is a reason why a lot of people buy iPhones, think again. A lot of people buy iPhones because of how simplistic they are to use and how they're not overbearing with features. It's very easy to use these phones. It's always been one of the biggest sells of iPhone, and it continues to be that way. So in conclusion, the iPhone 11 Pro Max, I'm not switching back to the Note 10 Plus for all of those reasons. Now, if you're paying close attention throughout this video, most of this is down to user experience. So if I was to sum it all up, it would be the user experience has just been better than the Note 10 Plus this time around. And I say this time around because I don't know if this is going to be better than the S11. We'll have to see. Probably not. But then we got the iPhone 12 coming next year, so we'll see what happens there. The next Note might be an even better experience. The fold devices are coming along okay. It looks like we're going to have better folds next year. So this can change. But as of right now, this is my favorite user experience on a phone today. And I know a lot of people are going to downvote this video and say, oh, these are some weak points. Terrible reasonings, as always, just giving these weak points. The Samsung is clearly superior, and the people who have said that probably haven't even made it to this point of the video. But if they did, and you're listening to this now, and you're one of those haters, or you're one of those downvoters, or maybe you're not a hater, maybe you just dislike what I said, I encourage you to make a video explaining your points as to why you would never switch from a Samsung Note 10 Plus to an iPhone 11 Pro Max. I would love to watch it, so let me know when you do post it. For the rest of you, thank you very much for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure to turn a notification bell on, because when you're watching YouTube, sometimes you don't get a notification that my video just launched, and you definitely don't want to miss out on the next one. I will catch you all in the next episode. Be sure to be well, and peace.